Sequels to my life entirely up to me. Slowly suffocating, do you notice how it feels? That baby, can you hold me while I'm running through a field like
2026, he would in fact once again see a lot of attention similar to when he was at his peak. Just this time, not for the right reason. And it would lead to not only his viewers, but the people that were around him for years to come to the conclusion that they may have never known the real Sykunno at all, and maybe it was all an act.
Yeah, she got a TikTok on this nigga. How it sounds to feel disappointed but no longer surprised.
I would like to apologize to everyone I have disappointed. Most of all, to my girlfriend. I am so sorry. I put you through so much.
So Sykunno, as I've stated multiple times throughout the video, was always portrayed as a shy and introverted person. In fact, even when it came to dating, he claimed he was the same way. He said he had relatively no experience with dating and has been single for a long time.
Did you ever have a girlfriend IRL? Not really. Like, I've only, like, online, sort of. So, like, I've never really... Like, guys, is this really what you
Niggas in there be having e-sex, bro.
want to ask me? Man, it's been a while. But I suppose the answer to that is I haven't really been in a relationship where, like, like, not online, so...
He's capping. Come on, bro. This nigga, how old is Sykunno? How, like, sorry, side note. This nigga is 30 fucking 5. You think this nigga never had a like, who is believing this shit, bro?
Yeah, no, that's how it goes.
Now, I know probably a lot of you watching can relate to that statement, but there was something I forgot to add in the intro
Fuck
to this
no.
video, which was
Fuck
that
no.
Sykunno was 34 years old at
Thank
the time
you.
of this situation.
Like-
and I know for a fact he does not look it. He definitely won the genetic lottery. And I'm
Yeah.
bringing this up now because it's something that a lot of people would focus on in the next part. But as I was saying, everybody, even his streamer friends, knew him as somewhat the same person that he appeared on stream as. He was shy, introverted, and his signature move was covering his mouth every time he laughed. But it turns out that much to the surprise of even his supposed closest friends, Sykunno wasn't so shy, and he wasn't so single after all. On the 10th of April, a document would be posted by a VTuber called Hemo Mao, and accompanied with it was...
Look at this account, gang. Like, look at this account, bruh. Oh my god.
was a caption saying exposing Sykunno, a serial cheater, master manipulator, and dangerous predator. But before
Whoa,
that, this apparently
Okay.
wouldn't be the first time Sykunno was exposed. As 6 years prior, an ex-girlfriend who dated him from 2015 to 2019 attempted to come out with their story that yes, Sykunno wasn't who he appeared to be on his streams, and he also wasn't as inexperienced with women as he said he was. The ex-girlfriend went by the name Lana, and she was said to have come out with these claims originally in October of 2020, but nobody really noticed it because of multiple reasons I'll get into in a bit. Now, there was pictures provided showing she was in contact with Sykunno at some point, but the rest of the evidence just seems to be her recounting her experience with Sykunno to someone else over Twitter DMs, so obviously take this with a grain of salt and don't treat it as concrete information. But anyway, from the Twitter DM, she says that Sykunno's whole on-screen persona was just a LARP, it was all fake, and in reality he was far from the person he presented himself as. Firstly, she would allege that Sykunno would lie about being single on his streams and to fans despite dating her, and that was one of the reasons they broke up, on top of him doing things earlier in the relationship she wasn't aware of, which is interesting because this type of behavior is echoed in the most recent document about him. Secondly, the whole thing about him being friendless, shy, and innocent was a lie. Apparently people constantly tried to do things with him, but he just outright refused most times because he had nothing to gain from associating with them because they weren't streamers. And most of her friends, when coming into contact with him, quickly realized they wanted nothing to do with him. And the stories he told on stream about being a broke college student was also a lie because his family, in her words, was quite rich. And he was actually quite toxic in reality, supposedly talking badly about others behind the scenes, including Lily Pichu, but they would always forgive him because they thought he could do no wrong. And she even adds that he got his League of Legends account banned multiple times because of how toxic he was. But to be honest, if you haven't had at least one ban on your League account, can you really call yourself a League player? Anyway, she also goes on to claim he was manipulative and emotionally abusive in the relationship, and that he was weirdly obsessed with Lily Pichu, despite once again supposedly saying things behind her back. And she highlights that he gave...
I don't know, I might give him leeway there. I feel like he might have just had like a lot of love for her, because I'm pretty sure Lily Pichu did put him on. So I don't know about that. But like none of this is really...
Lily flowers when they first met, and he claimed he thought giving people or friends flowers was normal, despite her never seeing him give flowers to anyone else or even to her, the person who was supposedly dating him at that time. And that is basically it in regards to her story, and the reason this wasn't picked up on at the time was because this was when Sykunno was at his peak with the Among Us phase, and his supporters supposedly mass reported the post regarding it and just chalked it up as this was a toxic ex trying to get back at him, and she did receive a lot of harassment after coming out with her story. But I will say again, take this with a grain of salt. The main evidence for these these claims was Twitter DMs between her and somebody else, but as it turns out, a lot of what she claimed 6 years ago would be somewhat similar to what Sykunno would later be accused of in the 2026 document, especially the part about telling others he was single when he in fact wasn't. So in the document, there would be two VTubers that came forward, that being the aforementioned Mal and Althea. And in the document, they were saying that Sykunno was a serial cheater, master manipulator, and dangerous predator. Because Sykunno was interacting with these two romantically despite living with and having a girlfriend for the last 5 years, and he told these girls he was single the entire time. And
what makes him a predator though?
Also talking to both of these VTubers at the same time as well. The relationship with Mal started when he followed her and she contacted him around Valentine's Day.
Okay, so she goes in the DM slide. Are you still looking for Valentine's Day, perhaps? Since the Sabrina shit. Yeah, she thirsting though. What? You can't just open up with something like that. And besides, Valentine's Day is almost over where I'm from already. I mean, we can always do a Valentine's Day do-over, you know?
Asking if he had a Valentine's Day in February of 2026. And from there, they would move to Discord, where they would eventually engage in flirtatious activity.
You know, I kind of wondered if you ever touch. Hold on, let me move my shit. What the fuck? This shorty's freaked out. I moved this shit. You know, I kind of wondered if you ever touch yourself while watching what I send you. You're like, what? Why would you wonder that? Well, because there's spicy pictures and videos. Of course, I wonder if you put them to use. I'll definitely put this one to use. So you've never done it before? Yo, this is so cringe. I want a yes or a no. Yeah. See, it's like she's trying to get like receipts on this nigga. Like she's like, so like the nigga's like, why would you want what? Why would you wonder that? Well, cause I wonder if you put them to use. He's like, I'll put this one to use. She's like, so you've never done it before? He's like, maybe. She's like, I want a yes or no. Like it's like she's trying to get like receipts on this nigga. Yes, of course I have. How could I not? Going to sleep, have a good rest, and you don't have to send me. What the heck? Low, but I hope you feel as good as you look. I know you said you weren't feeling too great yesterday. I'm feeling a bit better. I love getting compliments from you. Also handsome. Also, good morning, handsome. What are you up to?
These two
Shows you for sure thirsty.
Document that there was a 15-year age gap between them, and that the relationship moved incredibly fast.
Oh, I get that. I'm allergic to grass. Okay, we're skipping all that bullshit. Certain ones depends on the day. My dog is fine. He's not very allergic. Well, my family dog. I don't see. Okay, they're talking about some bullshit. This is bullshit. Okay, no. How'd that work with me staying there? I can't stay forever either, you know, because I'm not an American citizen. I also probably have to go back as well, because I mean, I hope I can go back there and study. Okay, oh, that's. I guess he's just telling her to move. Oh yeah, that's true. We had barely known each other for a few days, and this 34-year-old man. See, like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. This 34-year-old man already expressing interest in moving in together to live in the same house.
Sykunno.
I don't think it's perform. I do think that this nigga is like he cannot talk to girls, 100%. But like niggas trying to play like he's like the Virgin Mary or something. Obviously, fucking not.
The cat with her and possibly move her into his house. She also claimed that Sykunno would send her money unprompted for things.
Less than a month later, Sykunno would randomly ask for PayPal account in DMs. He'd then waste no time in sending me money unprompted, something that I'd later realized was a simply a behavioral pattern that he'd employ with women he'd express interest in. I want to reiterate that I have never asked him for his money, and he did this of his own volition. He bought a gym jacket and a Resident Evil 9 because I had expressed interest in the game. Thank you. I tried my best to sound good for you. Wait, why did you send me $81? Oh, you said you wanted the new Resident Evil game? We're agreeing, okay.
Things like the new Resident Evil and a gym jacket, of which they accepted, which was something that would be seen with the other girl as well. But most importantly, Sykunno kept up the act that he was still single when talking to these girls, with the most focused on part with the situation being him.
Well, I've only actually dated someone once and they broke up with me. Did you like never do anything for your ex like at all? I mean, I think I did. I don't think she thought I did, so yeah. But I mean, everyone has their own way of what they want, so it's important to be like, are you getting what you want? And if you're not, I totally understand. She ignores all of that shit and goes to did you get her anything? He's like, I mean, did you ever do anything for her? He's like, I mean, I think I did. She skipped all that. She says, Such as, what did you do? You tricking, like, you know what I mean? The shorty, like, I don't know, bro.
saying he has low XP when it comes to dating, which, as I said, people are now using as the new meta for pickup lines.
Oh my god.
I'm about to level up.
So I'm trying to tell you, I think the nigga's actually like a loser when it comes to talking to girls and shit. Like, I think he's actually like weird, but a lot of it is also performative, you know?
You look like just
Like performative in the sense where it's like when he's on stream, he's like, oh, gee, and all that shit. Obviously, he's talking to girls doing shit like that.
XP.
You know?
Sorry, but this line just reminds me of that one mana quote by Moist.
But like, this is what this nigga's saying in private, gang. Like,
I had a
come on.
girl over the other night and we did the deed, but I didn't come. And when she asked why, I told her I was out of mana.
But anyway, back to serious allegations. Obviously, this was a lie, and it's important to note that throughout the interactions with these girls, he kept the same persona he had on stream. With Althea, it was sort of the same story, but she had known him for 5 years and still never known he had a girlfriend. And when she did ask why he doesn't have a girlfriend, he would lie to her. Sykunno also sent her a lot of money, paying to fly her out to France for an event, paying for the hotel, and sending her... Why he doesn't have a girlfriend, he would lie to her. Sykunno also sent her a lot of money.
I'm gonna send her some bread.
Paying to fly her out to France.
I have to. You better hang out with me when you go there. I'll have to see, cause I know nothing and no one. I'm gonna just leave this shit here for now, cause holy fuck. I'll have to see. I know nothing and no one there, and it's expensive. I'll pay for it. See what I'm saying? So they're like trying to make it seem like the nigga was using money to like kind of control them, or like love on, like, you know what I mean? But it's like they're fucking like alluding to shit. Like, I don't know if I'll go. It's expensive, you know. And I got you. You know. Well, really? You do that? Yo, of course. You have to deal with my annoying too. Deal. I'll know. You know.
For an event, paying for the hotel.
Like, he's not. They're not. It's not like he's not like love bombing them in a sense where he's like, here's money. Do what I say. Like, they're like, I really like this Resident Evil game. Like, I want to. I just can't get it right now. He's like, I got you. I really want to go to this event, but I just can't eat right now. You know. He's like, I got you. You know what I mean?
And sending her money to help her move. And
oh my god. Your chest is going too fast.
Obviously, this was he would lie to her. Sykunno were there all whilst once again still having an actual girlfriend. Why he doesn't have a girlfriend, he would lie to her. Sykunno also sent her a lot of money, paying to fly her out to France for an event, paying for the hotel, and sending her money to help her.
I was playing it while, and I saw this player reminding me of you. Of course, I was gonna ask you, where are you planning on going? Like, okay. I wish. See what I'm saying? Like, they're like I wish, but unfortunately I can't. My rent is now $800 per month, and I'm living fully off my savings, so I canceled all my travel for the year. See what I'm saying? Like,
a move. And after the Paris trip with Althea, he was already in contact with Mal, saying things like how he wanted to move in with her, all whilst once again still having an actual girlfriend. Rumors about Sykunno's behavior and apparently the many people he's done this to would start to spread. But when asked about this by Elfie, he would just brush it off and say that people close to him know who he really is. Mal would only find out that she wasn't the only one Sykunno was talking to after attempting to get in contact with another VTuber called Bao, because a male VTuber was attempting to quote-unquote slide in her pants, and when she rejected him, he immediately started saying things about Bao. So she would get in contact with Bao to tell her about these things, and whilst doing so would mention she had a date with Sykunno, of which they told her not to go for her own safety, due to a lot of other women coming forward to Bao about their experience with Sykunno. In fact, she had previously
for her
made a
safety. That's the thing. If they had came out trying to like just expose a nigga, I'd be like, cool. But like, the way they're wording shit is like, they're trying to like upscale what the fuck he did. If you just came out and was genuine, like, yo, this nigga, you know, I feel like it would be huge. But it's the fact that the shorties are like, he was a manipulator, predator. Don't go there for your own safety. What? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
tweet about it, which at the time was viewed as quite controversial, because some made the argument this was misandry, and even Sykunno's girlfriend would reach out to Bao to ask if this was about Sykunno, of which she would tell her yes, this was about him, and offer to connect her with other girls that experienced this. Bao even supposedly helped Sykunno's girlfriend with moving out of his house, but ultimately the girlfriend would decide to stay, which was after she spoke to Sykunno about it, with the document saying he managed to convince her it was all a misunderstanding. But then Mal reached out to Bao, and Mal was put in a group chat with his girlfriend where she would show all the evidence of Sykunno doing these things, and she would understandably be shocked and leave the group chat. The document finishes off by urging any other people that Sykunno has done this to
victims, nigga. nigga, like, whoa. Whoa. Victims is going crazy, gang. See what I'm saying? Like, they're trying, like, if they just came up to this on some 100 shit, it'd be, like, granted, he's still in the wrong for cheating. You know what I mean? But, like, as far as the drama between him and these shorties, this is, like, some, I'm gonna be honest, the way the shorty was sliding in the nigga DM, it seems like, it was like, yo, this is this lit streamer nigga, he has a bag. The shorty came in the DM on some straight thirsty shit, you know what I mean? So she talking to nigga, and I feel like what hurt both of them was the fact that they thought this was the come up. They're about to be locked in with this nigga. He about to be taking care of them. He gonna move in with them, and then they found out this nigga has a girl, and it wasn't like that. So now, out of like some anger, they try to go tell his girl, which you can see. Okay, they're being a girl's girl, right? They try and go tell his girl. But what makes me think that wasn't the intention is because after the girlfriend left and was still with him, then they then decided to go to the internet to try and expose him, talking about to all of Sykunno's victims. Victims of what? A victim, like, see what I'm saying? Like, if they just expose him for cheating, it's one thing, but bro, victim. Cause I seen some shit, niggas put up a definition. Well, technically a victim is da. Bro, you have to understand. Okay, a victim is an individual who suffers physical, emotional, or financial harm as a result of a crime, accident, or unfortunate event. So when you hear that, you could be like, oh, well, technically that's a victim. You could label anyone a victim. The nigga pretty much was running game on them, fought with them, and then whatever. But I wouldn't label them as victims because yes, you could say, oh, someone who suffers physical, emotional, and or financial harm as a crime of an accident. When you hear something like that, you're thinking of emotional harm is like a nigga who's like on some violent shit, right? Like say a domestic violence relationship, you're on some violent shit and mentally and emotionally now she fucked up, like she has an attachment to this nigga, like she won't leave him. She's like that's some victim shit. Financial harm, like a nigga scamming you out of money, that's a victim. Physical, a nigga beating you up, robbing you, shooting you, victim. A nigga playing you, like think about how like a nigga playing you, she's not a victim. You know what I mean? That's not being a victim. If you're saying emotional, like any form of emotional distress, yo, this nigga called me a fucking bitch one time. Nigga, I'm a victim. Like you can't, you know what I mean? You have to draw that line, and it's more really used for like something that's on the edge of something criminal. Like this isn't a criminal situation. You know what I mean? So when you see this, it says a crime or accident or unfortunate event. Crime as in, yo, you're a victim of assault, someone beat your ass. Accident in the sense of, yo, you're a victim of a car accident. Unfortunate event, you slipped down the stairs and fucking died. The victim passed away after victim of a serious thing like that. That's a crime, something like that. Not a victim of a nigga playing you. That's not you being a victim. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, I had to go on that tangent, but like, bro, that's my issue with this shit, because you could tell it's on some like trying to get the nigga canceled type shit. It's not coming out of like genuine like, oh, he fought with this girl, he cheated on his girl, and he cheated with me. And like, it's out of some, yo, I thought I was about to be up, and the nigga cheated on his girl. So, I know, the whole time the nigga had a girl, he played me. So boom. Anyways, let's continue.
Speak out about their experiences with him, and then she includes her last message with Sykunno on top of a recording taken after his girlfriend found out, where it stated she's crying downstairs while Sykunno admits to what he did on call with Mal. Merely says he was in a bad spot with his girlfriend over the years, that's why he cheated.
That's not an excuse. Like, he's wrong for cheating 100%. Like, that's not an excuse.
Stayed in the relationship because one, he thought things may go back to the way they were, and two, because she relied on him for things and he still cared about her.
Hello.
So?
Well, pretty much know most of it.
Yeah? Like what?
See, and then the recording shit's like, even with the other shit, what I was saying with the Discord shit, it's all coming from this place where they were gonna try to use, their intention was to use this to elevate their career in some way. Either they got with a nigga, if they didn't, they were gonna, you know?
No, you can tell me.
Okay, well, I wasn't very honest about being single, and I just wanted to tell you how everything happened.
Yeah, but you never talk this quietly.
I'm sad.
It's the actions of your, well, it's the consequence of your own actions, I suppose.
I know.
Mm.
So basically, I was very, very happy, and at some point it wasn't so happy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know exactly when, but like we stopped spending time together. I said we hadn't done anything together for like years,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just very sad and alone. Didn't feel wanted at all.
Mm-hmm. So you slept with Elfie in Paris.
Yeah.
And then you flirted with me.
See, she's mad. Like she not fixated on his girl, nigga. Like she.
And were telling me how you wanted me to come visit you in Vegas, and how you wanted to go on a date, and how you were serious about me.
That's what bothers her. It's the fact that she thought she gonna get with this rich nigga and he, you know, she gonna be set. That's what I think. I'm gonna be honest.
And how you really meant and how you wanted to go get a cat together.
Like that's what's bothering her.
Yes.
Yeah. Why? Why didn't you just break off the relationship then?
Because
See. So why don't you just leave her and then be with? You know what I mean? Like.
it was a combination. Remembering how it was, some part of me hoping it would go back to that, and
Well, obviously it's not gonna go back to that if you're actively cheating on her. It's only gonna get worse. And I think that's really on you, bud. And I know you're
That's true.
smarter than that.
That's true.
I'm not.
I mean, for fuck's sake, you're a 34-year-old man. Yes, you are. Stop acting like you're a child.
You.
Okay.
It's really not. Cheating is just bad. She hasn't done anything to ask for it to be cheated on. It's pretty cut and dry.
Yeah, but she relied on me to take care of a lot of things, and I still cared about her.
Okay, that doesn't mean that you do that because you wanted to, not because she was like holding it against you or forcing you to.
Mm.
Exactly.
Right.
So there's still no excuse for you to cheat on her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying there was one. Just explaining why it happened.
And I was fine about the Alfie thing because I was like, okay, he didn't know me before that, right? But then I find out you've had a girlfriend this entire time. Do you realize how fucked up that is? Because not only were you, because sure, you didn't lead Alfie on. Alfie acknowledges that you didn't lead her on, right? Because I've talked to Alfie. I'm friends with her. I've been friends with her before I even met you. She acknowledges that you didn't lead her on. You led me on, though. You did lead me on, though.
That's what bothers her.
So you were already moving on before you even broke up with her. Were you intending to break up with her, or were you just waiting for her to break up with you?
No, I don't know.
You were thinking to just ditch her and then date me. What, were you gonna do the same thing to me?
See, she don't give a fuck about that girl. She care about her. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry, but like, you're not really selling this whole relationship thing really well. If this is the type of relationship you uphold.
It's fine. I'm not trying to sell it.
I can tell.
After this call, the document then starts being made, but before it went public, they would let a YouTuber by the name of Muujin have early access to it. As Mal would say later on, they were somewhat friends. The video would be released around the same time the
They're trying to get this shit to go
document was
viral,
made
you know
public,
what I mean?
and would mainly feature said document throughout the video, and would show heavy support for the victims and for Sykunno's girlfriend, whilst also emphasizing the claim that Sykunno was a manipulative serial cheater and a predator. The video upon
Like,
release
where's
would
the
receive
predator aspect coming from here?
As Mal would say later on, they were somewhat friends. The video would be released around the same time the document was made public, and would mainly feature said document throughout the video, and would show heavy support for the victims and for Sykunno's girlfriend, whilst also emphasizing the claim that Sykunno was a manipulative serial cheater and a predator. The video upon
crazy,
release
right.
would receive quite a lot of views and bring a lot of attention to the situation, and throughout the following days, a lot of other women would come out about their experience with Sykunno, and some of the events described were similar to some of the events in the document, and also for some reason
To fly me out to TwitchCon, I'm glad I dodged a bullet. He really is in everyone's DMs. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, ladies, like, you're not special, we're all special, da da da. Yeah, so this nigga was sliding on
a
short,
lot of
cheating
them
on
were
his girl.
VTubers. Then a lot of people associated with Sykunno would come out condemning his behaviour, including Pokimane, who vague posted about the situation on TikTok. Disguised Toast did make a tweet about all the people
Toast is keeping it real, hold on. I get what Sykunno did was fucked up and why people are dogging on him. But watching his friends of years that acted close to him used him for their own gain, and when he was popular, run to throw him under the bus for a few quick likes is why people say streamers are fake as fuck. And he's right. Because the situation, the only thing he bogus does is cheating on his girl. That's the person who is a victim in this, who, I don't even say a victim, but is like the person who got done dirty. These shorties, is their reason for doing this isn't because they're like they were victims of him, or they're scared he's gonna use other women and all this shit. They feel a way, they feel like they had to come up. Now, understandable for any of the streamers who went to the nigga and was like, yo, I ain't gonna lie, bro, you cheat on your girl, I'm not cool with that. That's understandable. But I feel like a lot of them is because they're doing it behind the internet, like because they see the internet wave and they see that a lot of the internet people are jumping on it. So the progress that I'm telling y'all niggas, them niggas is very performative. Like this would be a situation where like you would for sure probably check your friend, have a conversation on like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Da, da, da. But niggas going on the internet like I want nothing to do with like this nigga's fucking Adolf. Niggas acting like the nigga's Adolf. You know what I mean? It's different. Like with the other girl, the Catalina and the Kenneth situation where she cheated on the nigga with her cousin. That's what made it like, yo, she has to be, she done off the internet. And then on top of that, she went back and lied and tried to put allegations on the nigga after. If she just cheated, she would have got a lot of hate, you know, and people who were cool with her through him probably would have cut her off. But I don't think she would just be completely exiled from the community, the streaming community. I think her cheating with her cousin is like, okay, that's some mentally ill shit. Something's wrong with her. Weird shit. That's what made them cut him off. And then she went and tried to make false allegations and shit. I think that's what made niggas, you know?
Catching up on Sykunno, but would then delete it. And that is basically the entire situation summarized. But it wouldn't be the end of it, because as I said at the start of the video, it would turn into somewhat of a clusterfuck quite quickly, and almost everybody involved in one way or another did not look good.
I think the girls suck. I think he sucks. I think he's fake as fuck on stream, and I'm glad he's exposed. It's great. I love that. Little cover the mouth, giggle, but motherfuckers
I agree with this take right
actually
here.
like being a player behind the scenes, cheating on his girlfriend the whole fucking time. That's crazy to me.
So upon the release of the document and then the video, almost everybody agreed.
Yeah, my whole point is not even to excuse the action. I think the nigga is fucking performative as fuck, obviously. But I think the girls that are like trying to be like they're fucking
that Sykunno
bottom
was
barrel,
a terrible
lie.
boyfriend, a manipulator, and just overall a terrible person. But some questioned the claim he was a so-called dangerous predator, highlighting the document multiple times and heavily emphasizing.
Let me see what she said. Rumors still manage to spread. Many content creators, both big and small, vent to their friends about his behavior behind the scenes. Of many known he is a predator who regularly took advantage of smaller and or vulnerable creators. How? Like, what made it The reason why Sykunno would abruptly stop hanging out with certain people throughout the years is because of his predatory behavior, how he managed to keep enough influential friends around him to legitimize his position in the space, especially seeing many of those friends who were women who should have normally stood in solidarity with any sort of victim, making it seem like he was safe enough to trust and be around. I implore many other victims to come out about their experience with this predator. Like, what is making him a predator? The only thing here that I could see makes him a predator would him saying to the girl like, if you don't fuck with me, I'm gonna blackball you from streaming. That would have been full, and if that was said, that would have been full front and center. That's some predator shit. Like, I'm gonna stop you from elevating in this space. I'm gonna stop you from elevating in this space or your career using my influence because you don't want to fuck with me. And he goes and does that to multiple women. That is some predatory shit, and he does that to small creators. But what they're saying has nothing to do with him being a predator. You messaging a nigga and they're trying to say he's using his money. You messaging a nigga like, I really want to play Resident Evil 8 or 7 or whatever the fuck, but you know, I just can't buy it right now. And then he gives you the money to buy it. That's not him being a predator. That's not him being a predator. You understand the nigga has bread. You like, my rent is coming up. I don't know how I'm going to be able to pay it, you know? Like, you know the nigga has bread. You're trying to get the nigga to, you know, give you some cheese. That's not being a predator. Like, does he do that? Does he do some shit where he's like, yo, if you don't fuck with me, you're not gonna be in this industry? That's different.
In Mujin's video.
Because in reality, behind this mirage, this illusion, there was a master manipulator, a serial cheater, and a predator.
The word
like crazy.
Predator, if you didn't know nowadays, is mainly used when describing a pedophile, and some feel a bit
Yeah, like you would think of a predator as a PDF, or you think of a predator as somebody who like Harvey Weinstein or like Diddy, when they were like, yo, you're not gonna be in this industry if you don't fuck with me, or I'm gonna fuck up your career if you. That's some predator shit. You know what I mean? But
with the original caption of the document and the constant use of the word, because they were expecting something like that. In the context of the document and the video, from my interpretation, it was used to show that he had a pattern of going after smaller creators with his own interests in mind, highlighting the power dynamic of he's a bigger creator and they are much smaller.
So they're trying to say he was, but that has him sliding on a girl and she's a smaller creator than him. that doesn't mean that he was being predatory. What did he do with the fact of him being a bigger creator? Was he using that as leverage? Like, yo, was he using that as leverage over them? That's what would make it some predatory shit. Yo, you want to be in the industry? Yo, you want to collab with Pokimane? And I got you, but yo, come fuck me. That's some predator shit. But him simply being bigger than them and isn't him being a predator. By that logic, if you were the littest nigga in the world, right? Like, say you're like Michael Jackson or you're Drake. Say you're Drake, right? Any girl who you slide on, they're automatically going to be less famous than you. So that would mean that you're using your money and power and influence over them? No. They would be the ones who are highlighting and being aware of the fact that, oh, this nigga's, yo, this is da-da-da, you know? And that's why that other girl in the DM, she was coming and sliding on this nigga so hard. Like, yo, like, no girl slides on a nigga that hard. You see the way she was sliding on? Like, she's like, oh, you still have a Valentine? No girl does that. Naturally. Like, if you're a celebrity and shit, that's when they'll do that. So, unless he was using that as a leverage over people, I don't really labeling him a predator here is crazy.
Manipulator, a serial cheater, and a predator. Someone who would make it a point for many years to target smaller content creators, take full advantage of the fact that he was one of the most desirable men in the streaming world.
How?
All making it seem like he had no experience with women and that it's just
The dynamic of
My bad. I'm sorry.
of the fact that he was one of the most desirable men.
Is that
Predator. Someone who would make it a point for many years to target smaller content creators, take full advantage of the fact that he was one of the most desirable men in the streaming world.
How is he taking and desirable? I'm gonna be honest, bro. I think when you get fame, bro, people just start looking at you differently. Cause some of these niggas, if they were regular people, I don't think any girls will fuck with them.
All making it seem like he had no experience with women and that
The only appeal here where they were like he was desirable is like, bro, the only thing here is that the fact that this was a nigga who was a millionaire, who was famous, but he gave off the image that he was just this innocent guy who doesn't talk to girls. So that's what gravitated people. Yo, so if I locked in with him, he's like, he doesn't do nothing, he won't cheat, that was the illusion. He's this guy who has all this money, he don't be around girls. That's the illusion. If he was a regular nigga who was this awkward and weird, talking about my XP was low, these shorties would fucking lead this nigga on a Reddit gang.
it just might
I'm gonna be honest.
romantic. They just might be that special someone who can fix it.
See? That's what this celebrity that he's so awkward and he don't talk to no girls, he has all this money, I could fix it. That's all it is.
I had to take this clip from a VTuber, by the way, because the video is just fucking gone. But people still had a problem with the usage of dangerous predator, many giving the point it wasn't like he committed a crime or that he did most of these actions without consent, and that the people conversating with him should have been aware of the power dynamic, with it being heavily highlighted in discussions that in some cases they started the conversation with.
Thank you.
With him
That's what I'm
first
saying.
when they knew who he already was.
Exactly, and it's because of who they knew. It's because they knew who he was.
Even to this day, like a week or two later, it's still being debated if the title of
No, there's no power dynamic because they can't say no without any consequences. Sykunno didn't threaten them. Threaten to deplatform. That's what I'm saying. Thank you. I won't collab with you unless you send like nothing of the like your literal definition literally proves he isn't a predator. My gosh, we know what you want to date Sykunno. He's a predator, and no matter what you say, it won't change. He's actively going for small creators. You can't say that and then a shorty slides on him. And then you can't say he's actively going for smaller creators. Because that doesn't even make sense. I'm sorry. I'm not even trying to, because this nigga's in the wrong. But these shorties is making this shit so, like, they're trying to make this shit weird. Like, on some weird shit. He's already a fun nigga for cheating, but they're trying to twist it into some other shit. Like, he was targeting him. Who the fuck? He's not gonna pop out and date Valkyrie, nigga. Like, there's a different dynamic with these. For him to quote unquote not be a predator and not talk to a smaller creator, they're pretty much saying he would have to pop out and date like somebody who's like lit in the field, which wouldn't make sense. Because you don't know that dynamics. Half these streamers probably dated each other or fucked with each other before. So him coming into the sphere, he's a lit nigga. You're not about to go and date this girl who's famous too. You're all in the same friend group, and she fucking already dated another nigga who you're probably friends with or interact with. You're all in that same little bubble. Doesn't make sense. On top of that, because you guys, it's like you're co-workers. So because you're in the same sphere, if you and Pokimane break up, nigga, every shorty in that sphere who fucks with Pokimane probably not gonna fuck with you no more. Like, it's bad business. So I don't think you can't really say that he was doing that with the intent of like targeting small creators. Like, that's just absurd to me.
predator isn't a...
He's still a loser for cheating on a girl, you know, and he's still a weirdo. My XP's low, but I'm getting mad because these shorties have me defending this nigga. because they're trying to like twist the shit into some other shit.
Appropriate label for the situation. In my opinion, I think the whole phrase dangerous predator, especially dangerous, yeah, it's a bit of a stretch. But the next thing
Insane
people started to
stretch.
focus on was the people involved, specifically people like Mal, pointing to a part in the video call with Sykunno.
Wanted to settle this first.
This is not settled. I'm beyond upset with you. Like, genuinely beyond upset with you.
I mean, that's fine. By settled, I mean like that's it. Like
What's it?
probably never talking again.
You and me?
Yes.
What? Why?
I thought he's a dangerous predator. Why? You'd be like, yeah, well, obviously, I thought he's a dangerous predator. You're not gonna be like, she's still, I'm telling you, she's hurt off of the fact that she thought she had to come up after this nigga. And when she found out that this nigga has a girl, that all them dreams that she had of like, yo, she gonna move in with this lit nigga, this nigga's a millionaire, and her career's gonna be elevated. She thought she had a meal ticket to life, nigga. And when that got shattered, she's mad. Why are you asking why y'all will never talk again?
What's it?
Probably never talking again.
You and me?
Yes.
She probably gonna be, if she starts saying, well, you know, I will still talk to you, but you have to break up. If she's like, bro, come on, bro. She might say, bro, she not mad. She's not a girl. You have to understand and see through this shit. She's not no fucking girl. She just feel away.
What?
You know?
Why?
Is that not why?
What is why? I'm still upset with you, but you didn't cheat on me. You can still talk to me and be like, make up for your actions. Don't get me wrong, because I always am there for second chances.
See what I'm saying? They don't believe this nigga's no fucking predator or nothing. They are mad that they thought this life that they had, they were about to secure it. They didn't. They got played.
But I never will forgive you for cheating on her. That's.
But you won't forgive her for cheating on her. You won't forgive him for cheating on her, but you'll still be down to talk to the nigga and potentially forgive him, like in the sense of y'all talking and being together. You know what I mean? Like.
That's all. All I care about right now is that it's okay.
See?
Keep me updated on that.
She's trying to make it seem like, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Girls can't like, girls be falling for this shit where these shorty be acting like there's some girls like that girl shit. This shorty is doing this shit purely off of her own best interest, bro. I promise you, if him and his girl broke up and he kept talking to her, she would get with him. They'd probably be together. I think that's with the intention of her going and exposing the nigga. I don't, to her, his girl. I don't think it came from a place of feeling bad for her. Even the shit she's saying, like.
I don't know if that's a possibility.
You can keep me updated on how she's doing. You can keep me updated on when she moves out, because I don't think she should.
Talk to her directly. Why are you still trying to be in contact with this nigga? I thought he's a dangerous predator. You know what I mean? Like.
You anymore.
I don't think you need to do that.
I mean, yeah, I care about her. Like,
Yeah, she can do that.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
I'll just reach out to her then.
Her behaviour
Yeah.
is very different to the behaviour she would later display in the document, but after seeing this criticism, she would take to Twitter to defend.
To anyone who claims I wanted to get back with him, here's us also agreeing to stay friends since he didn't give me the consistency I needed. Not because he wasn't a dangerous predator or weirdo. You agreed to be friends with a nigga because he didn't give you the consistency you needed. When I say I wanted something long-term and something committed, I meant that. I was giving him a second chance as a friend. But I can't be friends with someone who clearly doesn't learn from his actions. With this, I'm moving on with my life. And we will going back to posting as normal. Don't forget to be kind to people. Yeah, I understand. Maybe I'll change one day. Let's just be regular. He initiates the friend talk. Like,
and herself and
come on,
squash
bro.
the rumor she wanted to get back with him.
I don't want to be defending this nigga, bro.
Between her and Sykunno before she found out everything, where the two agreed to just be friends, and she goes on to say what she meant in that recording was that she was going to give him a second chance at being her friend, not a partner, and finishes off by saying she's moving on from this. But this didn't really help with the claim made against her. She still wanted to keep in contact with him despite knowing everything he had done, and later painted him as the worst person imaginable in the document after that happened.
27, meaning this is like a week before she comes out and publicly attacks this guy, calling him a dangerous predator. This is a week before. This is her getting like dumped in messages, and then her saying that she still has feelings for him as of a week ago. So now she's publicly saying, "You don't understand." In the clip where I was saying that like you didn't cheat on me, that had nothing to do with anything.
Another VTuber also came out to show that this allegedly isn't the first time Mel has been in this type of situation. She supposedly tried to express
First time
I
I've
was
been
saying that like you didn't cheat on me. That had nothing to do with anything.
Another VTuber also
Raw, not her first time being a side piece and trying to start drama over a garbage man. She's a victim and the man is at fault for sure. But girl, she's not a fucking victim, bro. If you're actually mad, you could have just left and said you didn't cheat on me and try. She not of it.
also came out to show that
God,
this
bro.
allegedly isn't the first time Mel has been in this type of situation. She supposedly tried to expose another male VTuber for cheating, trying to get this VTuber to send her screenshots so she could expose him, but the VTuber didn't really seem to care and wanted
See, she's trying to get a come up, like.
to stay out of it. Then eyes turned to Elfie, the other person who helped with the document, pointing out that while she was involved with Sykunno in Paris, she was also talking to another guy around that time, and that relationship ended around the time
See what I'm saying? Like, they're not.
all of this came out, and when called out on this, she said at the time she wasn't dating that guy, and
Fuck. The guy I had been talking to has been the only man I flirted with and had been seeing since after the Paris trip. We literally started dating after that. While we weren't in a relationship, I still loved him and still do. Oh my god.
they in fact got together after the trip on the 26th of December, and that they weren't official after that point, but some would point...
Wait, my bad. I just need to run that back a little
out...
bit. The guy I have been talking to has been the only man I flirted with and been seeing after the Paris trip. We literally started dating after that. While we were in a relationship, I still loved him and still do. I went to Paris December 10th. I started dating the guy I fell in love with December 26th. So you don't go and link with a nigga in Paris, and then 2 weeks later, this is another thing. Okay, listen. This is my thing. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to defend this Sykunno nigga. I don't even like this nigga, bro. But bro, this is another thing that girls do that is cheating, nigga. It's cheating, and they try to say it's not cheating, nigga. And this is shit I see happen all the time. They'll be fully talking to someone in that phase where, like, let me read this to you. I went to Paris December 10th. I started dating the guy I fell in love with on December 26th. We never officially became boyfriend and girlfriend. I just kept things polite with Sykunno because he was my friend of 5 years and told me a bunch of shit about other careers. I simply didn't want the same thing to happen to me, so I behaved after finding out about his real nature. Go suck a dick. So listen, what she's saying pretty much is, you have to understand, this is another thing that's cheating, and this is a lot of shit that girls, like some girls will do, where some won't fully flat out cheat on a nigga, but there's two things that this is still cheating, right? So she'll talk, this is the most common one though. She's talking with a nigga, right? And then she goes, December 10th, she links up with this nigga. 16 days later, she's in a relationship with a nigga. You don't fuck a nigga 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks later, you're in a full-blown relationship. So obviously, you guys were already talking. You guys were already in a relationship. Not a relationship, but you were already... There's two phases. You get to the phase where you just start talking to someone, and you're getting to know each other, and then y'all get to that point where you guys are exclusive, but you're not official yet. You know, you guys are talking, you guys are linking up, if you went and fucked with that person would cut you off at that point. You guys aren't fully officially dating, but you're still exclusive with each other. You know what I mean? And then you guys get in an official relationship. For her to have start dating this nigga 2 weeks later, nigga, she was already with this nigga, bro. She's already with this nigga. Go and like, and this is the type of shit what I'm saying with a situation like this. I'm not trying to go on a tangent, but it's a lot of girls who are gonna come and like attack Sykunno and be like, oh, he's a fucking cheater, but a lot of them do the same shit, and that doesn't make what the fuck you doing right. I'm not defending this nigga, but some of the people, like some girl streamers and shit who will attack this nigga, have cheated on niggas. But the difference is a nigga will never come to the internet and make a fucking document or Google tweet longer about a girl cheating on him. You get, a nigga would never do that. The only time a nigga will ever come and do something like that is if a shorty came and did it to the nigga first. You get what I mean? Even in a situation where the girl just cheated on a nigga with his cousin and fucked his cousin, her own cousin. She cheated on this nigga with her own cousin. The nigga came out with that after she had already came out with shit about him all the other times they had broken up. They had been breaking up on and off, and she would come out and expose everything every time they break up, and then they get back together. So the one time when they break up for good, he goes and exposes it because she already been doing it. So a lot of these girls have crazier skeletons in their closet. Not all, but some of these shorties who are criticizing him have crazier skeletons in their closet than what this nigga did. But you will never see a nigga go and do a twit longer on a shorty. I'm not trying to say any girl streamer's name, but if you went to all of them and went through all of their talking stages, niggas they were exclusive with or niggas they were dating, if all of those niggas came together and made a fucking twit longer on them, it would be crazy. At least a couple of them, for sure. But you're just not gonna see that happen, and niggas aren't gonna do that. You get what I mean? But this, where she's in this stage where she's exclusive with a nigga, she goes and fuck with Sykunno because he's a lit streamer. That's cheating. Another aspect of cheating is somebody will be in a relationship and then they will have somebody else that they're talking with on the side or somebody that they're interested with, and they establish it. We're like, yo, they're gonna go and get with this person after the relationship. So what they'll do is they'll break up with their current partner and then get with that person. That's cheating too. Both of those are cheating, nigga. You get what I mean? And motherfuckers just gonna play it like it's not, like, I don't know, bro.
On this, she said at the time she wasn't dating that guy, and they in fact got together after the trip on the
2 weeks after, like, we were already exclusively with
that
that
they
nigga.
went official after that point. But some would point out that they were still in contact with Sykunno and still getting money from him while supposedly talking to this guy.
And being in a relationship. See, like, see what I'm saying?
Leading many to question if she was cheating, but then again, she did clarify they went official. But then
They were exclusive. She just saying we weren't officially boyfriend and girlfriend. They were exclusive.
in a previous tweet, she said she was in a relationship, and after Paris, that guy was the only person she flirted with. It is very confusing. Altogether,
Bro,
this pushed the opinion at the time that the only real victim was the
girlfriend. Thank you. That is
5+ years.
I think they're all fucking losers.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think he just openly was like, oh, I'm gonna talk to these other girls. These girls are like, oh, big famous man, I'm a streamer too. I'm gonna talk to him too. I think they're all bitches. All of them.
Yeah.
I think
Everyone.
the girls suck. I think he sucks. I think he's fake as fuck on stream, and I'm glad he's exposed. It's great. I love that.
Yo.
Little cover the mouth, giggle, but motherfucker's actually like being a player behind the scenes, cheating on his girlfriend the whole time.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. No, he cheated on his girlfriend. He was fake as fuck on stream. It is fucked up. A lot of his viewers are gonna be disappointed. End of it.
Then people
Yeah.
turned to Muujin and the video he made, with some claiming both the video and the document were coordinated, as Muujin had access to the document beforehand and released it
Obviously.
in the same hour as the document. And with the video itself, they brought up again the use of the word predator and claimed he had a heavy bias against Sykunno, with some saying he was an unreliable narrator for this. And there was the fact that Mal claimed beforehand they were friends, which could be a conflict of interest. In regards to this, yes, it was a bit weird for them to get in contact with a big YouTuber to push this story as well, but they could make the argument they wanted as much people as possible to know about Sykunno and his behavior, so that if he ever tried to cheat with somebody else again, they would know he's a serial cheater.
Grant, right? What the shorty is saying, you could tell that's not their intention. And the fact that this shorty went and tried to do it to another nigga, like, they're trying to use this shit as a come up.
And it could encourage a lot of others to come out with their stories, which did actually happen. But then again, you could also make the same argument that just the document alone would have done that anyway. But obviously now we can't say for sure if that would have been the case, and some would point out it would have been good to have Sykunno's side within the video as well to remain fair, which would come out around a week later. But yeah, altogether, it looks pretty bad. And when Muujin started to get criticised for this, he would go into defense for both the victim.
His girlfriend, he could have simply dated his girlfriend that he lived with and not lied to her for over 5 years while playing dating similar with every female in the content. For sure, man, let's same whatever. I mean, let's instead farm clips calling cheating based. If he can only date people that are as or more famous than he is, then who could he have dated during his peak era? There were 0 creators that qualify for that. Please clarify. Yes, that's what I'm saying. So he wasn't a predator. Like, that part is like,
with his most notable being his response to the VTuber Powder, where for some reason he mocks her statement and then adds this very questionable line of saying one day he'll probably have to make a video about her and how she dated a black guy despite saying she can't stand minorities, which I'm pretty sure is like a reference to another VTuber like Elfin Psyop or something. But yeah, it was a very weird comment to make, especially when you're being criticized for being an unreliable narrator, and I think it just made things 10 times worse. And they just ended up getting back at him in the replies anyway. He would later make another statement clarifying some things about the video, saying he was flattered that Mal said they were friends.
Oh, this is a nigga, bro. All this VTuber shit, bro. This fucking weeaboo fucking VTuber shit is just fucking like. Some of them are like Iron Mouse. I understand it, but these niggas, bro. any nigga you see who's overly on some anime shit like this weird, bro. And I fuck with anime, gang, but these niggas, bro, I'm not trying to criticize the anime community. Anime is fire. I watch anime, nigga. Like, I fuck with anime. But any nigga who makes this shit their life, like their profile picture, their post, everything, every poster they have in their room is, bro, something, it need to be odd, bro.
But they only started speaking recently, so that was either a lie or she was overselling the relationship. The things said in the video was just the tip of the iceberg, and other people were supposed to come out with their stories, which is a bit of a vague statement, but then he says because of things now, it doesn't seem like those said victims will come out with their stories. And then finishes off by saying he hopes the victims and the girlfriend who was cheated on can find peace and...
Fuck out of here. The girlfriend, she is the person in this situation where people should be showing their love to. And feeling bad for these other motherfuckers. These motherfuckers are trying to monetize this shit. They don't give a fuck about this girl. That's a problem with shit like this. It's like you see a nigga, like, people who play cancel culture, they'll do this thing where, say somebody feels a way, they don't like you, right? They will try to use the internet and other communities. Like, say for example, a nigga doesn't like me and I say like retard or some shit. A nigga will go back and try and use that, like, yo, he's disrespecting the disabled community, yo, he's such a whole time they have a vendetta against me, but they're now using this community and this community and me saying that to get a hate train and people to farm hate against me. But their internal intention, they don't give a fuck about that community. They just dislike me and they want to see me receive backlash or me get canceled or my career get fucked up because of a way they feel personally to me. So they use this community as like their puppets to go and try and attack me. But their problem and vendetta against me could be something completely different. They don't give a fuck about that community. They're using that community not only for monetary gain, but to also take down somebody they dislike. That's what these niggas are doing.
That he is still going to keep making videos people enjoy. Now, with all of this said, it was assumed that both the people who made the document and the video had the support of Sykunno's girlfriend when making them. One even apparently mentioned they kept in contact with her, but as it turns out, she supposedly didn't want any of this, including her relationship struggles, to be public at all.
That's what I'm saying. They don't give a fuck about her though. Their goal was to use this to fuck him over because they were hurt. The shorties were hurt. They thought they thought they had some shit coming. Once the other shorty shit with Sykunno died off, she immediately ran and cuffed the nigga. So she's already talking to that nigga, right? Now they go and they're like, fuck him, yo, they're mad. They talk to the girl trying to fuck up his relationship, right? Or get the relationship to be ended. To see if he will he lead a girl to get with me? Then when that doesn't work, then they go to publicly. Even though the girlfriend said she doesn't want her business online. She's not in the public eye. So their intention wasn't out of no genuine shit. I'm just saying these girls are fucking horrible people as well. Sykunno's a fucking loser. You're a horrible person. You know, whatever. All of them.
16th of April, Sykunno would respond with a joint statement from both him and his girlfriend. In Sykunno's part, it would mainly be him admitting to the cheating allegations and that he was sorry, but that there were also a lot of false allegations and extreme labels being placed on him. And he goes on to say that him and his girlfriend...
Okay, I'm gonna read it out because you're skipping it. I never want to make these mistakes again and hurt you and the people I care about. I was unfaithful and I owned and fully admit to that. I lied to people and told them I was single, which was not right. I'm sorry to all the people that I hurt by doing this. This following is not an attempt to minimize what I have done. However, I've seen false allegations about me that are not true. I cannot allow false allegations and such extreme labels to be placed on me. I do understand that the people making these claims did it from a place of hurt, so please do not send any more of hate to anyone. I just want to see, he's right, from a place of hurt. I just want the situation to get better and I wish them the best. My girlfriend and I didn't respond quickly because we were already working on our relationship and communication. Before this all happened, having so much private information exposed to the public has made it incredibly difficult for us to heal together. I will be taking a break from streaming and the internet to be better and give us the time we need to try and improve our relationship. Thank you for reading, and I will continue to learn and grow from my experience.
Were already working on their relationship before all of this happened. And he finishes off by saying he will be taking a break from streaming and will continue to learn and grow from this experience. And strangely enough, this situation was so big that Sykunno's part of the statement would have the honor of being dubbed by the official English voice actor of Deku from My Hero Academia.
I was unfaithful, and I own and fully admit that. I lied to people and told them I...
What did his girlfriend say? Hold on. Hi there, I just wanted to start by saying this thing's pictures in a way. You haven't wished me well during this difficult time. It's been extremely heartbreaking to learn of everything I know. I'm going through this. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna just go to Twitter and pull this up because gang. Okay, whatever. I was unfaithful. I lied to people. Da da da. Wishing the best. Yeah, I already read that. Okay, y'all can't see. Can y'all see this shit? I don't think so. I'll just read it. Hi there. I just wanted. This is his girlfriend. Hi there. I want to say thank you to those who have been checking on me and wishing me well during this such a difficult time. It's been extremely heartbreaking to learn everything. Okay. It's been extremely heartbreaking to learn everything I know now, and going through this has been one of the hardest things I have ever been through. Or ever been put through in life. I've been getting tossed around from all sides. Me and my reality have been continuously shattered. Though no matter how broken I am, I never wanted this to be public. It deeply hurts me that I wasn't given a choice in that, or even just warned that this would be happening at all. I didn't want this. Even after the fact, I wish they would have at least checked in on me or asked me how I felt about everything. But I haven't even heard anything from the people involved since this all came out, because they don't give a fuck about her, nigga. I understand that all that those involved with him have been hurt as well, but I don't believe my feelings were considered in the situation at all, obviously. Having my worst fears become my reality, then put on full display and used for profit for everyone to see is absolutely mortifying. It truly feels like a nightmare, and it was already hard enough trying to work through things in private. This has added to a layer of difficulty and stress on top of everything. It's made so much harder for me to cope. Prior to all of this becoming public, we were already making changes to improve our relationships, and while I could have chosen to leave, I ultimately made the decision to stay with him with the hopes of repairing our relationship together. Even though all of the things I've learned are incredibly disappointing and shocking, I don't think they are irredeemable. It's been hard handling things unfolding this way, but I believe this will be a step in the right direction. With time, I hope everyone can focus on healing and being better versions of themselves. Okay.
And if I'm forced to choose, right? Do I listen to the people that hate me and want me to be gone forever? Or do I listen to the people who still believe in me and maybe see potential there? I choose the people that still believe in me and see that potential. So hopefully that explains what makes more sense here, because I have to choose at some point, you know? Do I choose the people who hate me and listen to them? Or do I choose you guys who are still here and think there's a good chance they see that there's potential to change, make things better, and honestly just have a good time playing games again? I thought it was important to
real world. I thought we were all in on this kind of persona he was putting forth.
Thank you.
So for me, it wasn't super shocking. It wasn't like finding out Mr. Rogers was drug smoking, drinking guy. It was just like, oh, I mean, he's not actually a wuxia anime boy. Like that clip that's going around. It's kind of like me acknowledging the fact that, guys, we know he's not a shy anime boy, right? He's a 30-year-old man. This is like a persona thing.
Thank you.
But I felt like he did do that even around us. Like, he had the time where I felt like he wasn't who he made himself up to be in the public was when he talked about money or like other things here and there, but he would still say stuff like, oh, I don't talk to, you think I talk to girls and like all this stuff.
Yeah, maybe this is like a guy versus girl view. So I think a lot of guys just maybe didn't buy Sykunno's act, or just think.
Yeah, I think that's all that it comes down to. I don't think any grown man was looking at this nigga and being like, oh my god, this is facts. Oh, he's like this. No, I don't think so,
like,
right?
It's like, we're all in. I thought we were all in that joke. But to be fair, in the past where any one of us would push back against that persona publicly, his fans would get really upset at us, like, quote unquote, bullying him. And I lost count amount of times I had to yell at his fans or be yelled at by his fans because I was treating him like an adult.
Yeah, like, I thought this was just a common sense thing. Like, I criticize him for the treatment aspect. The girl stayed with him, so it's like just this weird situation where it's like, I don't want to call her like dumb for doing that, you know what I mean? Or like negatively talk about her. There's nothing, you know?
I saw Sykunno's back after a month.
She gonna say some negative shit. I fuck with Pokemon too. She Canadian. You know, y'all know I'm Canadian, so I got love for my Canadians, but
a month and a half. I've spent longer getting over situationships. I'm not joking.
She throwing some
He said
shit.
3 sentences, few week vacation. I'm good. God bless. God bless.
I'm not gonna say anything because I fuck with Pokemon. You see what I'm saying? I fuck with her. Pokemon, one of the reasons I started streaming because she's Canadian. I'm like, yo, that was motivation, you know? So I'm not even gonna really say nothing crazy, but or not necessarily because she's not around, you know? She's not around, but you're telling me nobody that she know, nobody in the streaming space that she's cool with cheated on anybody. No one. She never did nothing slimy to a nigga ever. No cheating shit. Like this is the shit I'm saying. Like no nigga would ever come out with a twit longer on her. Her exes aren't gonna join together and make a twit longer on her. Or like they wouldn't do that. So that's the only thing where it's like, you know, I still fuck with her though. She's cool. Like she Canadian. I gotta show love to the Canadians. And I'm for sure not gonna take this nigga's side because he isn't wrong, obviously. But I just feel like we gonna see a situation where somebody that she know probably is really cool is gonna get exposed for some shit down the line. And we'll just see how that situation is handled. A girl. Okay, what's next? Actually, it probably won't even happen, but whatever.
But people now started to question why the people that made this public didn't even ask her or keep her in the know.
Because they don't give a fuck about her,
They were expecting
bro.
an explanation or even an apology. Mel, as of right now, hasn't said anything about this. She's continuing to post as usual. Ophelia responds to the accusation saying that she cheated on her boyfriend by saying they were never exclusive and no cheating ever occurred, and that she's been single since December 2024, and she...
Kinda. See what I'm saying? So she trying to say, oh, she didn't cheat. She was talking. They were in that stage where you're with someone, but you're exclusive. So y'all together now? Because that sounds like a relationship now. Dating plus exclusivity. Kind of not like a relationship. We're still testing boundaries and dynamics. But now I feel like I'm fully aware of my feelings. And the fact he is indeed exclusively with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you, nigga. I didn't even... Come on.
Provides evidence for that, but at least from my perspective, I'm still confused what was happening there. But as far as I could see, no comment about the Sykunno statement. Mujin did make a response video saying he was taking down the original video, clarifying his use of the word predator, saying this video was very...
Yeah, gang, that was crazy. That was crazy. I wouldn't have even said that. If I read through everything that he read through, I wouldn't have said that. So I understand. That's kind of crazy.
Ordinary because it was rushed
and that's some suing. That's some... A nigga might sue behind that.
Because he thought he had already had the other side of the story from the call. He apologized to the girlfriend for his hand in making this public, and from this moment on, he says he wouldn't do a video like this again, clarifying he's only ever going to make a video on something once the dust has settled. But yeah, I think...
Okay, that's valid. I don't think that nigga should get hate. I understand.
Something. Baby, I like just how you blushing. And maybe we could bust it at the function. Turn nothing to something. Wish you could just see the horrors of my life may upbring.